Afternoon, Rakesh, Abhay, and all the participants on IMC today. This session is on 5G, the most exciting topic all of us have been waiting. And we have with us Abhay Savargaonkar, who is the global CTO for Nokia Software, and Rakesh Vij, who is the CEO of Truminds. My name is Vinod Kumar. I globally head Industry 4.0 and I will be the moderator for the session. Now, 5G is one of the most exciting technologies in the internet revolution, which we have seen over the last 15 years. Now, this is exciting because not just because of the significant increase in bandwidth, but also many other useful properties of 5G, like very low latency. Also, the number of devices it can connect within a short radius, which means the kind of applications which 5G can support over and above what we have seen in 4G are a lot. We will discuss a few of that during this call, during this session. We will also cover areas in terms of, specifically in terms of India, uh, where do we stand and what is the future forward for India. So first, I will ask Abhay and Rakesh to give a quick 1 minute introduction about themselves, and then we will get into a chat with both of them. Abhay, over to you.
Yeah, I'm Abhay Savargaonkar. I am the global CTO sales for Nokia Software. But my prior introduction is much more relevant from an India perspective. Till December 2018, I was the CTO for Bharti Airtel, and I was with Airtel for almost about 20 years. So that's my quick introduction.
Rakesh?
Yeah, thanks, Vinod, thanks, Abhay. So my name is Rakesh Vij. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Truminds Software Systems. We provide engineering solutions for digital and connected world. So obviously, 5G is very core to us in our growth, and we're very much part of it as well. Prior to founding Truminds, I was the CBO, Chief Business Officer for Addicent, where I was with the same company for 23 years.
Good. Thank you. So let me just first start with the first interesting discussion topic. Is 5G going to be consumer-led or business-led? Abhay, let us hear
Yes.
you first.
Yeah. So incidentally, Nokia did a survey with most of the 5G launched countries and the operators there, and tried to assess what is that people are ready to spend for. And that was done both on the consumer space and on the enterprise space. And the interesting finding, and which is no surprise altogether, on the consumer side of things, the most interesting thing was fixed wireless access. And the second most interesting thing was EMBB. And that is exactly what everybody launched with, all the operators launched with. India is not going to be any different. These are the two things which, to my mind, India would be the first ones to launch. On the enterprise side of things, video surveillance was the only one which got initially launched, because there is a lot of readiness that is needed at the back end for other services, if we have to talk about. And with a non-standalone kind of a core, with not all the readiness being there, just by packet core, putting up a packet core and putting up a radio, you can easily launch these services. And therefore, this is exactly how it is likely to start.
Rakesh, your views on this?
So my view, actually, it is going to be both consumer-led as well as business-led. I mean, both have to go hand in hand. I mean, from a consumer perspective, people are hungry for bandwidth, right? And there are new applications which people have to kind of cater to and use to, and which is only possible with more and more bandwidth, and which is a big paradigm shift in 5G, a higher bandwidth, which Abhay talked about, enhanced mobile broadband. From a business perspective, obviously latency plays a big perspective, and there are multiple new applications which we are going to talk about. So in my view, it is going to be both consumer and business led. Both have to go hand in hand for 5G to succeed and proliferate around.
Yeah, thank you. Rakesh, just to take on from here, from the what you mentioned, the low latency as a big plus point for business applications. Can you give examples of some of the global cases which the business applications are leading in 5G?
So, see, I think 5G provides a big paradigm shift in the whole connectivity and user experience in terms of bandwidth, in terms of latency, scales. In terms of bandwidth, it provides 1000x mobile data volume per area. Yeah. In terms of number of connected devices, perhaps 100x. Uh, you know, uh, there is going to be a big push in IoT, because it will lead to a 10x, battery long life, right? So
Yes.
I think that is actually going to be a big thing. And we are talking about a 1 millisecond kind of latency, which would actually, given multiple new applications. For example, the three main usage scenarios or dimensions of 5G is all around enhanced mobile broadband, ultra reliable low latency or URLCC, or massive machine communications. Multiple applications. Abhay did talk about surveillance. Video surveillance is absolutely one of the big cases. In fact, we are also working on security and service surveillance using video analytics. So IoT with the intelligence coming on the edge, which is a big part, right? So I call it ICE, IoT, connectivity through 5G, and edge, and that too, where the intelligence, part of the intelligence is coming on the edge. So
Yeah.
there are multiple applications around healthcare, automotive, media, smart factories, smart cities. So anything smart is where all these applications are there. So it will be a combination of both IoT and 5G together, which will bring in this new paradigm of applications.
Yeah. Abhay, your views on this?
So one thing which really has taken off, any which way it was big, but it has really, 5G has really helped, that is online gaming. And online gaming, particularly latency impact on gaming is huge. And gaming is one place where people spend a lot of money. So whichever operator has launched 5G and is able to provide, mostly it is on fixed wireless access, but during this pandemic period, what we have found is online gaming has something which has picked up really well. If you have to pick up one application which really went on well from that, and overall also that is going to be one big one. The second one, to my mind, from India context perspective, it's going to be immersive experience. See, this year we all saw IPL without people in the stadium. Now imagine if a virtual reality or augmented reality kind of setup with 5G is available to us, and we are able to experience the same, same kind of hurrah at the venue using augmented reality or virtual reality. That is something which will definitely shape up in a crazy sports crazy country like us. Especially pandemic has shown us that. The third area that I think will come up, and it has already started in a big way, is telemedicine, which currently started with 4G. Given the lockdown and the scenarios, it everywhere it has started taking off in a big manner. So I think these are some of the areas which will be early starters in terms of applications, which will help. And 5G won't come as a ubiquitous coverage for sure, because it's, even if it is 3.5 gig that we are going to have, having ubiquitous coverage will be a problem initially. And in India, the biggest challenge that we have is we have the density of customers on 4G with the given spectrum that we have is huge. And therefore, 5G will come as a big relief in terms of providing that density relief on 4G. And it will be in pockets, it will be used in segregated outlets. And therefore, maybe these kind of applications will be the one which will take off earlier.
The next, Abhay, just continuing with you. The other important element is India not to lag too much behind other global markets in terms of launch and capturing the benefits of 5G. Where do we stand vis-a-vis the globe in terms of 5G launch readiness? And what are some of the areas India need to really look at for rapid enablement of 5G?
First and foremost, one of the biggest challenge that we have to overcome in order to make it really effective is fiberization of our BTSs. See, the whole thing about edge, whole thing about URLLC, everything and about bandwidth is all about what kind of backhaul you are able to provide. And unfortunately, our readiness on that aspect is slightly lower in comparison to rest of the places if we see globally. So that is one area where we'll have to definitely work hard. One thing which is really good from an India standpoint, and I think it will go a long way and will provide an additional business model to our struggling tower cos, is edge compute capability in the tower companies. So just by providing one additional rack, now you are enabling edge compute capabilities in every BTS wherever it is needed. But of course, we'll need fiber going on to that BTS as well. And it will provide a good business case for our struggling tower companies as well. So these are one positive and one aspect where we need to work from an India standpoint, I would say.
Rakesh, your views on this?
Yeah, I think first the spectrum auction, right? I mean, I think that is something which we need to work on, and I mean the whole infrastructure development and putting this whole infrastructure will involve a lot of money. So I think that is something which operators, Abhay in his past avatar, had more exposure to. The whole monetization of 4G is there or not, and then we migrate to 5G. So I think that's the biggest challenge which all these companies are going to face. What is the right time? Of course, there is a huge demand. There is a huge requirement as well. I think the examples which we all talked about, the various applications. So 5G is definitely a requirement. I'll give you an example, right? This lockdown, my son is in IIT Delhi, which is one of the premier institutes. For one semester, they didn't have any classes. I mean, not that IIT had the infrastructure, but students who were actually in their homes didn't have connectivity or proper connectivity where online classes could be conducted. So this is where it was a big challenge, which was a reality, and especially students had to suffer a lot, and this was unheard of. And something with once we have that connectivity, 5G kind of a connectivity that is going to overcome these challenges. Now, whether the whole rural and everything will go 5G, I don't think so. That kind of infrastructure will be possible. But we have to look at some new innovative solutions like private LTE to begin with, and maybe CBRS and some of the others to overcome these challenges.
The another interesting, Rakesh, since you run your own company and also have 5G as a focus area, what I wanted to understand is what is the business opportunity for entrepreneurs apart from the large telecom players, the players like Google, Nokia, and others, who are either in the software or in hardcore hardware technologies. What are the new business opportunities which will emerge out of this for mid-sized and other players in the market? Are there new business opportunities?
So absolutely. So there are lots of business opportunities. For example, 5G is very software based and less of hardware based, right? I mean, the whole concept of virtualization. I mean, the opportunities are immense, whether in terms of infrastructure or whether in terms of new applications, right? It is not that only traditional players have that opportunity and seize the market. I mean, one is for companies like us, where we work with, global players like Nokia's, Ericsson's of the world, and where we offer our services in building this infrastructure or helping them, build this infrastructure as well. The other aspect, obviously, which is a big opportunity is, as we talked about, the whole plethora of applications which are hungry for bandwidth, very much required for 5G. And all that can be developed here. So in my view, 5G opportunity is huge, and that is which companies like ourselves are banking, and a big opportunity for non-traditional telecom players as well to enter into this market.
In fact, our research shows that 5G deployment, when it is done in a full-scale way, it can enhance the GDP by 0.5 to 1%. Now, that is coming in with a lot of new business models, new entrepreneurship, new services which is going to get offered through this. And it could be an exciting proposition. So, Abhay, lastly, just to give your views on this.
I feel with the kind of mindset and the kind of entrepreneurship that we have in India, people coming up with very innovative services based on AR VR could be an amazing a store displaying its items based on a virtual reality, a small a place which is of immense tourism attraction, but people don't go there. It's far off, coming up in the form of that, and small entrepreneurs developing this kind of thing, putting up 6 7 cameras, putting up a small software and making it a reality, and then it becoming a kind of an event for people to visit, and having stuff like that. So opportunities are plenty, that our knowledge base on software and our developers and our skill set can make things turn around. So to me, apart from that, on the IoT space, currently IoT area hasn't made a lot of money, but go forward, I feel kind of it will take over, particularly to start with from smart homes. Now, applications in order to connect every device at your home, be it refrigerator, be it fridge, be it the lighting system, be it anything. Now, small devices with a two-code software written on it and an open interface given and controlled by Google Mini or controlled by Alexa or anything like that. Now, these kind of things are going to be really coming up in a lot better way from an Indian standpoint, and they are going to be really beneficial for our entrepreneurs, the way I see it.
Thank you, Abhay. Thank you, Rakesh, for this very interesting discussion. We are all looking forward to 5G in the coming years and see all the interesting applications and how it will impact our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Vinod.
Vinod.
Thank you, Rakesh ji.
Thank you, Abhay. All right. Always pleasure.